Newport star could be reappearing above the horizon after an undistinguished period. So who would come out on top? We join the game just before the kick-off.
The visitors Newport short of a couple of props this afternoon, so remarkably in 1983 the clock is turned back. Charlie Faulkner faces Bridgend in the front row for Newport. Newport's player coach this afternoon. A little while ago he was cursing his luck at having picked a drizzling, dreary afternoon, but the weather's lifted a little bit. The pitch very soft underneath, but the sky could be quite bright during this afternoon. Ken Rowlands of Anissa Bull, the referee today. Keith James, a dropout 22 for Newport. With the headband taking behind the 22 line, Rendell, one of Newport's promising youngsters, but the dropout not crossing the 22 line, and Bridgend choose a scrummage back. So Charlie Faulkner into this scrummage, packing against Meredith James of Bridgend. Bridgend's international scrum half, Gerald Williams. Howell Davis couldn't get hold of it, and here comes Newport's good-looking counter-attack. That's Stuart Barnes. Barnes getting in some games for Newport during his vacation from Oxford and scoring quite heavily too. With hands on hips at the middle of the line in the white shorts, remember, for Bridgend. Billy Howell, their captain for this season, which is not turning out to be one of the good ones of recent years. They've lost 9 games, 9 championship games at this stage of the season. Michael Budd early into action for Bridgend, their flanker off the end of the line, a youth cap for Wales last year. Gerald Williams aiming for the corner flag. And doing well. Gerald Williams nurses Bridgend forward and enables them to keep up the pressure, this early pressure upon Newport. David Waters towering over the others, a little bit taller than everybody else in the packs. Pearce. Good running, referee a little bit in the way. Gareth Williams takes up the running. Good ruck. Pearce back on his feet. Titley. Pearce again. Gerald Williams, the referee's right on the spot, and it's a try. All Bridgend's early pressure rewarded with a try for the captain. 4-0 to Bridgend. Billy Howe the scorer. And let's look back under the post to this great bit of running by Pearce. Bridgend win the ruck. Pearce is back on his feet, and some good inter-passing look close to the Newport line. The defence just isn't there. Justin Robinson restarts play with a drop kick because the conversion attempt was unsuccessful. That's Budd linking again, and Chris Williams putting Robbie James into space, travelling well. Frank Moyne has the ball. Can he make a second try for Bridgend? Recovering his balance. Great stuff. Newport haven't touched the ball. Straight from the kickoff. Bridgend score again, 8-0. And it was the determination of Owen on the left. We'll have a look at that as he receives crisp passing from Bridgend, and he has to break the tackle and regain his balance. That's what set the try up, and then he's in the clear, just out of range of the cover. Great try by the left wing. The ball with Coombs, interesting break. Barnes is up with the attack, and the ball with Eddie Brooks right into Bridgend's 22 area. And for the first time in the game, Newport looked purposeful and menacing. So an encouraging move for Newport, which has left them camped securely in their opponent's 22. What can they do with a very good position like this? Again, the ball is being held by Rendell, who's keeping Gareth Williams away from it. Now there's only one option left. The number 8's got to pick it up. And it's sent infield. This is Keith James. A little chip ahead for Justin Robinson to chase. Howell Davis's good anticipation and clearance. 22 minutes into the game, and after the 2 tries in the first 5 minutes from Bridgend, a sparkling opening, it settled down into a rather more dour affair. This is Coombs, number 7 for Bridgend. Bud waiting for him. Good second phase by Newport. Keith James. And they miss out Robinson, and Barnes has got there. David Jones, well tackled by Titley. Gareth Williams, the number 8 of Bridgend, is over there to cover. That was a sparkling bit of play. Good attack from Black and Amber. Good defence by Bridgend. And Bud doing well, number 7, the youngster in the Bridgend back row, to be there. 10-metre line, Newport. Very quickly through indeed, O'Callaghan. Mike Watkins comes away. Old-fashioned bit of dribbling across the mud. And he's distributed well. The referee playing advantage in Newport's favour. They've got men over. If they move it now, a half break by Pitt when perhaps he should have moved the ball. James covers and finds touch. In fairness to young David Pitt, he may have thought that the men on his right were covered, but probably it would still have been the better option to move the ball. James had to do the tidying up. 10 minutes left of the first half, which began in crescendo form and hasn't really lived up to that early promise. This looks promising, though. Not offside because Bridgend player last to touch it. Gareth Williams quickly to the scene, the Bridgend number 8. Gerald Williams was held on the wrong side. A little bit of jersey tugging, a little bit of short temper, and the penalty goes Bridgend's way. Pearce trying to catch Barnes out of position and failing to do so. But once that's loose and Hillman goes thundering towards and across the Newport 10-metre line. David Jones has to turn as Titley breathes down his neck, and the ball is not going to go dead. It's been carried over by Newport. It'll be a 5-metre scrimmage. Pearce's wickedly weighted kick tormenting Newport's left wing, David Jones. Titley following up hard, and a good position gained for Bridgend. So a lot of room on the narrow side that Bridgend might think of using. The Newport back row will have to be alert. Gareth Williams picks up feet to O'Callaghan, who goes driving towards the goal line. It's been passed off the ground. It's a penalty to Newport. So Keith James to bring relief to Newport with this penalty kick from the goal line, and he makes no mistake about finding touch. Keith James was just checking. He made his debut for Newport back in 1970. That's remarkable, isn't it? He came out of youth before he needed to, really. The lure of big rugby. That's Ian Stevens. Will no doubt be keen to add to his 9 Welsh caps during the international season about to start. 10-metre line of Bridgend. Aimed for Waters, brought down to Widdicombe. Dispossessed by Howe, and Coombs recovers. This is James into space. The Newport back row technically offside. That bounces happily for David Jones. Billy Howe's over there to tackle him on the 22 of Bridgend. Good ruck indeed by Newport. Keith James to Pitt. Robinson. Pitt's gone round and looked outside him. Now he wants to make his break. Transfers into Brooks. Newport go for another ruck. Number 1, Charlie Faulkner, looks anxiously for the ball. So does Gerald Williams on the other side. Mr. Rowlands halts the play, and I believe he's giving the put-in to Newport, who'd be making good progress. Ken Rowlands, of course, just dropped from the Welsh international panel of referees, and I can tell you, a very disappointed man. Not sure that he's been dealt justice disagreeing with Mr. Rowlands and suggesting that the ball was out of the scrummage. The referee holding to his guns. Penalty, midfield, in front of posts to Newport. So they bring up Barnes, hoping that he'll have better luck than he did at Gloucester the other day, where he hit a post on 2 occasions with place kicks. Here's the young man who was rugby bred at Basilic School, seeing if he can kick some points for Newport. Ooh, that was a bad miss. He'll be angry with that. So Newport's line stays blank, and they still trail by 2 tries to 0. Gary Pearce with his dropout 22. Good take by Evans, close to touch. And Bridgend develops something another few meters down the line. On the left, Bridgend's number 7 is Michael Budd, who in April was captaining the Welsh youth. Just inside the Bridgend 10-meter line. Roy Evans wins well for Bridgend. This is Chris Williams picking up speed. Robbie James. Titley has Howell Davis outside him. Can he draw the man? He should have given a pass. One feels, but he's still in with a chance of a try. He trips. Keith James is the only one who can win the race for Newport. The try is awarded. No, it's a dropout 22. Perhaps Howell Davis should have received a pass from Titley, but Titley is a wing and his instinct is to go it alone. Perhaps a try going begging then. That's Frank Amoyne developing something with Robert James on the halfway line. Heading towards the 22 of Newport. Pearce will cross for a try. The 3rd try of the half for Bridgend, scored by Gary Pearce. And it's good to watch as the 2 early ones in the half. That began with Newport trying to catch Bridgend off balance with this dropout. And over on the wing, Owen and James develop something. And the powerful centre, Robert James, makes good ground. And then look how well Pearce does to pick up his scoring pass. Pearce is Bridgend's leading scorer this season with 218 points before this game. Now he adds a try and a conversion. And Bridgend go up to a lead of 14 points to 0. Well, the conversion turned out to be the last incident of the first half, one dominated by Bridgend with their 2 early tries and 1 at the end of the half. And we rejoin the action now a little way into the second half. Coombs puts it in. It's just outside Bridgend's 10-meter line. Bridgend living dangerously close to and inside their 22. Gerald Williams had to be back there in rather a hurry. Certainly in the opening stages of the second half, it's Newport who are exerting all the authority. They're pressurising their opponent's goal line now, which is guarded in the background by Gary Pearce. Brought down by Rendell, but Coombs smothered by the Bridgend back row, notably O'Callaghan and Hillman, who pincered on him. This is Brooks trying to release to Widdicombe, the big Devonian, having a look at the goal line. Mike Watkins sends it infield to Keith James, but the break wasn't on really, unless Pearce was up suspiciously soon, and they've been ruled offside. A penalty award by Mr. Rowlands beneath the posts, and Watkins deciding that 3 points are on offer and they must be claimed. So a 25-meter kick for Stuart Barnes. Number 15, Barnes, scored 36 points for Newport in 4 games this vacation, but he missed badly in the first half with a kick at goal, and that will make him feel a lot better. And Newport gets a small reward for all the pressure they put on in these first 7 minutes of the second half.
Kick by Stuart Barnes.
Widdicombe and Waters up against Roy Evans and Gareth Williams, just inside the Bridgend 10-metre line. Waters eludes Gareth Williams, which is hard, but he did it well. Roger Powell goes beyond the Bridgend 10-metre line. The ruck is set up well. James chips it over busy Gerald Williams' head. The ball bounces awkwardly, and Hull Davis has to take the quick way out. In the second half, Newport are doing a great deal better at the lines out. Waters and Widdicombe seeming to be supplying better ball to their halfbacks, and that was the pair of them in action then. Waters has got it at the moment in the middle of them all, and number 2, Mike Watkins, joins in. That's him with the ball, the Newport captain, laying it back to Eddie Brooks. This should be a try. Can they get the ball to earth? The referee can't award it. He hasn't seen quite enough. Pook and Brooks, and also I think the scrum half Coombs was in the move as well, but the ball forward right on the Bridgend line. Gerald Williams to put the ball in very close to Bridgend's corner flag. Free kick going Newport's way, so a free kick. They use this. It's too close to touch really for any drop goal attempt. So one would expect Newport to have some kind of ploy up their sleeves. Right, the scrum half then, Tony Coombs, with his captain in the middle, just away to the left as we look. That's Watkins then. Widdicombe, the hitman, going for the goal line, and the ball forward from him. But still this Newport pressure is on, as it has been almost constantly since the restart. Gerald Williams puts the ball in, a determined drive from Newport, but the Bridgend scrum half does very well and clears his lines. Good work by the Bridgend pack. The ball briskly heeled and equally briskly put away by international scrum half Gerald Williams. Yet again, Newport stripped the line. The jumpers are on the 22-metre line of Bridgend. Waters first the ball, not very well directed though. Roger Powell picks up to tidy up, and Mr. Rowlands calls a set piece. "15 minutes into the second half. Newport still the 3 points, but still going forward a great deal, playing with a bit more zip since the interval. Rendell picks up, gives it to Coombs. This is Pook with a glimmer of a chance, trying to get between Gareth Williams and Owen. Brooks has the ball again, close to Bridgend's goal line. The Newport supporters in the crowd calling for a try, hoping for a try. And the third narrow miss for Black and Amber in about 3 minutes. And one wonders how much longer Bridgend's defence can take this kind of battering. Tony Coombs to put the ball into a set scrummage, very close indeed to Bridgend's goal line. Pressure's been unrelenting for 5, 6, 7 minutes by Newport. They're telegraphing their moves. Anyone can tell that scrum half Coombs doesn't want the ball yet. Well, what seems to have happened is that Ken Rowlands has awarded a penalty try, perhaps for collapsing the scrum. So this is not a penalty attempt by Barnes, a conversion. Over it goes, and that's worth 6 points to Newport, and that'll make them feel a good deal better. That's the second time in this second half that they've been able to get some points, and that's a reward for some concerted pressure. It seemed that they must score a clean-cut try, a penalty try, the next best thing. Up to 9 points. That's Billy Howe, Bridgend's captain this season, with another former captain behind him, crouched Meredith James, Roy Evans, the midline jumper. Then we have O'Callaghan and Gareth Williams and young Michael Budd right at the back. That's Chris Williams with the fair hair. That's Robbie James. Howell Davis getting it swiftly to young Mark Titley. Into space, an unguarded Newport 22. Justin Robinson is the first man there. Bridgend get there in strength. They've come to life again. Gary Pearce restores a little of Bridgend's lead. So number 5 for Bridgend, Billy Howe, the captain, certainly pulled his team together. There was a danger of the game slipping too far in Newport's favour, and he's rekindled the fire in his pack, and they're coming strongly towards the end of the game. Gerald Williams waits behind Gareth Williams. Robbie James's decoy run, and Howell Davis gets through virtually unopposed. A fourth fine try for Bridgend, scored by their powerful fullback, Howell Davis. And Gerald Williams darting away, and watch for Robbie James's dummy run, and that makes the Newport defence spread-eagled, and Davis is right through. Pearce with the conversion attempt, halfway out to the touchline. That's a good place kick. And makes the try by Howell Davis, worth 6 points.
Converted by Gary Pearce.
Come on.
Scrummage close to the halfway line. We move into injury time. Coombs for Pooks to run towards, with Howell Davis under it for Bridgend. He's had a very good game indeed, has Howell Davis. Hardly any mistakes. He's been into the line now and then for Bridgend, and he scored a try, remember. Meanwhile, Newport making a bit of a nonsense of the greasy ball in the midfield. I'm sure if he could have seen Rhys Morgan, he'd have sent him off for punching. He has refereed pretty well, Ken Rowlands, decisively but unobtrusively, and frequently with a grin on his face. This will be one of the last set pieces of the game. We're a good way into injury time now. Rendell picks up, and Coombs can't take his difficult pass, awkward pass. Pooks a knock on as he intercepted. The game certainly played in a splendid spirit this afternoon, summed up by that incident. The referee being trapped. If the rest of 1983 sees rugby in this comradely spirit, all will be well with the game. Here comes Bridgend attacking again. Frank Lloyd showing his searing pace, getting almost as far as Newport's 10-metre line. But an infringement seen by Mr. Rowlands a few metres back. Turned out to be a penalty to Bridgend for obstruction by Newport, close to their opponent's 22. Pearce is up and under, into the dusk, falling out of the floodlights to Newport, into their 22. That kick is loose from Coombs. Howell Davis, who had a bump a few moments ago, feeding the midfield. Here's Titley trying to escape the unwelcome attentions of the Newport back row. Coombs drives on towards Bridgend's 22 line. Roger Powell is there too. But all to no avail. The first game of 1983 at the Brewery Field is over, and it's resulted in a good victory for Bridgend.